Streets of Fear, Compton, the Shadow Box. Compton's streets tell a story. Every corner has a past, every block holds secrets, but none as dark as the ones buried beneath our family's empire. We ran things out of our house near the corner of Wilmington and El Segundo. Me, my sister Tasha, and our father, Clarence Big C. Thompson. Big C was a legend in the game. He didn't just sell drugs, he controlled Compton's underground like a chess master, always 5 moves ahead. But chess doesn't prepare you for the supernatural. It started the night Pops brought home the box. We were in the living room when he walked in, a big wooden crate slung under his arm. It looked ancient, the kind of thing you see in museums, blackened wood, strange carvings, and chains wrapped around it, held shut with a rusted padlock. "What's that?" Tasha asked, frowning as she stubbed out her cigarette. Pop set it down on the coffee table, wiping sweat off his brow. "Something valuable. Came in from Mexico. Worth more than all our stash combined." "Why the chains?" I asked, staring at it. Pops didn't answer. He just looked at us and said, "Don't touch it." That should have been the end of it, but Tasha couldn't let things be. 2 nights later, when Pops was out handling business, I caught her in the living room with a crowbar, prying at the chains. "Tasha, what the hell are you doing?" I hissed. She grinned, the light from the lamp making her dark eyes glint. "I just want to see what's inside. Pops doesn't get to keep all the secrets." "Leave it alone," I said. "Why, scared?" she teased, tugging at the lock. I sighed, leaning back on the couch. She wouldn't listen, so I figured I'd just let her satisfy her curiosity. What was the worst that could happen? The lock finally gave with a sharp snap. Tasha pulled the chains away and lifted the lid. Inside was a small, ornate jar, black as night and covered in the same carvings as the box. It looked fragile, like it might crumble if you so much as breathed on it. "Looks like trash," she muttered, but for some strange reason, she reached down to pick it up. As soon as her fingers touched it, the temperature in the room dropped. The air grew heavy, and a faint sound filled the space, whispering, like voices carried on the wind. "Tasha, put it back," I said, my voice trembling. But she just stared at the jar, her expression blank. "Can you hear it?" "Hear what?" "The voices," she said, her voice distant. "They're saying my name." That night, everything changed. It started small, flickering lights, doors creaking open on their own, shadows that seemed to move when no one was watching. But soon, it wasn't just the house. The streets felt different, too. I noticed it first on Wilmington Avenue, where our runners stopped checking in. Pop sent Tyrone, one of his most loyal guys, to investigate. He never came back. Then there were the rumors. People said they'd seen shadows following them at night, figures that didn't belong to anyone. A couple of guys swore they saw Tyrone, but his eyes were black as coal, and he didn't speak, just stared before disappearing into the darkness. Pops came home furious one night, slamming the door behind him. "What did y'all do with that damn box?" he barked, his face twisted with rage. Tasha folded her arms. "Nothing, just opened it." "You what?" Pops roared, grabbing her by the shoulders. "Calm down, Dad, I just opened it," she snapped, trying to pull away. "You don't understand," he yelled. "That wasn't just some artifact. That box belonged to the Bruja, black magic from the deep south of Mexico. They said it holds the spirits of the damned, and if you release them, they come for their debt." "What debt?" I asked, my stomach turning. "Blood," Pop said grimly. "They want blood." By the next morning, half our crew had vanished. The whispers in the house grew louder too. I'd wake up at night hearing my name, like 100 voices all speaking at once. The shadows moved faster now, darting in the corners of my vision. Then one night, while looking out the window, we saw her. Later that same week, we were all in the living room, me, Tasha, and Pops, when the lights went out. The TV screen flickered, casting a pale glow, and there she was, standing in the middle of the room. The woman was old, her skin leathery and cracked. Her eyes were pure black, like twin voids, and her mouth twisted into a grin that revealed jagged, broken teeth. "You have set us free," she rasped, her voice echoing with 100 others. "Now Yule and your soul will pay the price." Pops grabbed his gun, firing 3 shots into her chest. She didn't move. Tasha screamed, dropping to her knees. The jar, the one from the box, was in her hands, glowing faintly. "This is all your fault," I whispered. "I didn't know," she sobbed. "Destroy it," Pop shouted. Tasha raised the jar above her head, but the old woman moved faster than anything I'd ever seen. In an instant, she was in front of Tasha, her clawed hand plunging into her chest. Tasha crumpled to the ground, lifeless. The old woman had vanished as quick as she appeared. Now, I am all alone. The shadows still linger in the house, and the jar sits in the corner, untouched. Pops is gone too, dragged into the darkness a week after Tasha. Sometimes I hear the whispers calling my name, and I know my time is coming. They say Compton is full of ghosts, lost lives, shattered dreams. I used to think that was just a metaphor. Now I know better.